Hey nerds, so my video this week is mostly just going to be a response to a video our Genesis put out a little bit earlier about what she thinks about people that didn't watch the royal wedding, or more generally, why people wouldn't want to be a part of history. So if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to link it like everywhere on the screen, and I'll also put it below the pants. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch that so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so go watch that now. Alright, so at this point, you've seen that video. So I'm going to talk about sort of two aspects of what she said in there. And so the first is going to be why people wouldn't want to specifically watch the wedding, and then specifically why I didn't watch the wedding, because I didn't watch it. And the second thing I'm going to talk about is her question of why people wouldn't want to be a part of history. So first, the reason I think that a lot of people don't want to watch weddings just because they're uninterested, and that could be for numerous reasons. For me, it's just I'm not really interested in seeing a wedding of two people that I haven't met and that I'm more than likely not ever going to meet in my life. I mean, you guys, like, Hannah, who is on the Collab channel that April's on, also did a blog post where she talked about how the monarchy does still have a little bit of power in the English government, and so we should care just because these are going to be like leaders that the U.S. government is going to have to work with. But a wedding doesn't really have much to do with that. I mean, yes, she's going to be the future queen because of the wedding, but I mean, just knowing that she's going to be the future queen is sort of the only political thing you get out of that. Alright, and so I'm going to talk about the second point now, which is what she titled her video after, which was why would you not want to, or well, the title of her video is "You Could Be a Part of History." And she asked the question, why would you not want to be a part of history? So I just have a problem with that general question / statement all by itself, because through my existence or anyone's existence, they are part of history. You can't exist and not be a part of history. And I get sort of what she means is why would you not want to be a part of this historical event, but it's sort of, to me it's like that's not a historical event. She talked about like you're like later on like telling your kids like, oh, I watched that, like I was part of that event, if that was like in their textbook or something. But it's like for me it's like if I had kids later on, I wouldn't be wanting to tell them like, oh, I was part of this event that I don't care about, because I'd much rather be telling them about the things that matter to me. It's like if they had something in their textbook about like the music culture that's happening right now, then I could be like, oh, I mean, like I was up in that music culture, like I was a part of that, or I was an active participant or viewer of that. It's like it's because that's what matters to me. You want to share. I would want to share what matters to me and not what's a side note, to put it that way. But yeah, it's like, so to get back to what I was saying earlier with by existing you're part of history. I mean, to take the example with the wedding, the people that are like that watched the wedding and or watched it live or were actually there, yes, they were a part of history. But the people that didn't watch the wedding were just as much a part of the history of the wedding as the people that watched it. I mean, there were 2 billion of the 7 billion people on Earth watched the wedding or something like that. Well, I mean, there's those other 5 billion people, and without those other 5 billion people, then all of the Earth would have watched it, you know, and that would be in something entirely different. So it's sort of the not watching it is just as much part of the history of it as the people that did watch it. So to me, on a very sort of literal interpretation of that question slash statement, it doesn't make sense, because you can't not be a part of history. Like, if you want to be a part of history, well, there you go. I mean, you're a part of history. If you don't want to be a part of history, too bad. You're still a part of history, because everything is part of history. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make that much sense. All right. So that's that. Don't be mad at me. I know you won't be. But yeah. I finished season 2 of Doctor Who, so no one spoil me with all the new stuff. I'll be starting season 3 probably when I get home on Tuesday night, because tomorrow is sort of my last day. I have a little bit on Tuesday, but really, really tomorrow is my last day of the semester. Hooray! I'm done after tomorrow, pretty much. So that will be awesome. What else did I want to say? I wanted to say something else. Oh, man. All right. StarKid put up Starship on YouTube yesterday. Yeah. So, what do you guys think of it? If you've seen it, I mean, I don't know if you have seen it or not, or if you want to see it. I sort of like with the Harry Potter musical and the Harry Potter sequel, I thought I'm kind of like I'm like lukewarm with it, you know. There were good things, there were things that I liked, but there were things that I disliked. Yeah. So, what do you guys think of that? And I'll see Claudia tomorrow. I think we're doing travel as the new theme. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, Claudia, I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Poo.